Hey everyone, Nathan Nerdark here from Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds, and today we're going to be talking about hero points on page 264 of the Dungeon Master's Guide for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. And with me I have...
I'm Ted.
Dave.
And Ryan, and we're swinging into action here with hero points.
We're epically leaping.
Yeah, that's right.
We're breaking open the DMG work. What is it? The workshop. What's the name of the chapter?
Oh, good question. Dungeon Master's Workshop.
Yeah, Dungeon Master's
Chapter
Workshop.
9.
It's not under Chapter 11, because that's bankruptcy.
That would be bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So hero points used to be action points in 3.5, introduced in Eberron.
Righto.
And it's not really new to RPGs. I mean, Fate, has the similar system, and other systems have...
as well.
Yeah, other systems have bennies.
Yeah.
So
Get rid of that crap roll, basically.
Yeah, so basically...
It's like you really needed to do that thing, and they let you.
The idea is there's a high-tension cinematic moment in the game where you really need a little extra help doing something, and you fumble the ball, you can unfumble it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Per se. So where inspiration lets you roll with advantage, hero points let you add an extra die roll.
A D6.
Similar to
it gives
Bardic,
you a D6.
to Bardic Inspiration,
Yeah.
the low-level Bardic Inspiration.
And actually under the optional rule, they give you a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you start with 5, and then every time you gain a level, you lose your unspent points, and you gain 5 plus half your character's level. So you'll get 6, and then 6, and then 7.
Yeah. Well, so basically,
but you can also gain them
in a campaign where you don't gain levels rapidly. You can actually go through them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and it could take a while because they don't recharge that readily.
No, they recharge by you gaining levels, I believe.
So that's not bad. I mean, depending on the kind of session you're doing, if it takes, 2-3 sessions to gain a level, you're actually have to figure out how to use that resource.
It's resource management. If you have this cool scene in mind for the character to be able to do something, and you're just off by 2 or whatever from actually hitting the AC of the character. Say there's a railing, a banister, or whatever. You got the baddie standing there. You find a rope to go swing on because you want to kick this guy off, and he's going to fall a couple of floors to the ground. Man, this would be so awesome if I can do it. And you need a 14. You roll a 12. Well, all right. Let me spend that hero point. Roll a d6 because I only need a 2+. And the dice will say that I get to do this cool thing. So kick him over the rail, and he can just fall. Yeah.
How would you guys feel about taking your hero points and doing things like edited scenes within reason? I'm on the banister of the second level looking over the ballroom, and even though the DM didn't say it was there, I want to swing from the chandelier to land on the villain.
Well, I mean, come on, that's part of and DMing anyway. If the player is is there a chandelier? Yeah, there is now. You could do editing, but a good GM is just going to there's a barrel in this alleyway, or there's a chandelier there.
I think spending one is a good commitment factor too. Rather than everyone just always saying, "Oh yeah, there's this thing here that I need." I like the idea of spending the point.
Or I would let them maybe add it to damage. You swing that much harder. I want to do something that's a fantastic blow. The headsman's chop or whatever. To add the d6 to damage as opposed to just to hitting.
Well, and maybe editing the scene is actually just part of it. You could you still get the benefit. It all depends on how much you're trying to edit the scene too.
Right.
Another nice thing that you can do is if you fail a death save, you can spend a hero point and automatically succeed at it.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
Which is really good.
Because out of heroic things you could possibly do, dying is not one of them.
Correct.
Yeah.
I've made a list, and that's far from it.
That is not on that list.
I mean, you could take
I disagree, man. I think you can absolutely die heroically. What if you hold the enemy army in the pass single-handedly?
Yeah, I mean,
and then what
there
if they
are
knock you
heroic
down
deaths.
and you live?
Yeah. But there are heroic deaths and death scenes, but all the same, the character continuing in the story is
they seem far less heroic in an RPG.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we've played with hero points. It's not really anything new to us.
Nope.
We haven't introduced them into our game yet. I don't know if we will. So I know some people hate bennies, and some people like them.
I like them. Inspiration to save the party of the newbies that I ran the last game. Everybody was spending those suckers.
And also, too, though, it actually allows you as the GM to make the encounters that much more, not necessarily overwhelming, but that much more hard, because you know that they have this expendable resource. You can make these fights that seem a lot more pitched, because you know that, like, all right, I mean, you spell it out, especially if they're newer players. You have this thing to be able to spend. If things are looking like they're going bad, you absolutely want to spend them.
You in Eberron, they actually created feat trees based around action points.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, also known as hero points now.
Right.
You know, although it would be difficult in this edition to do stuff with that. I know you brought up Lucky.
Yeah.
But then again, Lucky's different. Lucky's inspiration, right? That's a second die roll. That's not a bonus or
in this one,
This is a dynamic bonus you could change. Like,
Yeah,
roll.
this is a D6. Yeah.
This is yeah.
So they
Lucky
could work-
gives you an advantage, basically.
yeah,
for a
or
lot
someone
of
else disadvantage.
things. Or someone else disadvantage.
So they could work in conjunction.
This is true. Yes.
You
It
know,
would just be added luck as the one.
so I don't think it actually hurts that build at all.
Oh
you know.
no.
It actually greatly
improves
enhances
it.
it.
Yeah.
It definitely improves it.
Yeah, so you could be like, yeah, I'm feeling extra lucky today. We're gonna roll 2 die 20 plus die 6.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Most
Like
definitely.
there was definitely a feat that made that die 6 a die 8. Then there was ones that gave you extra action points,
Yeah.
and then there was like you could power certain special abilities from action points. So that kind of stuff might be cool, but it would be really hard to implement in 5th edition because feats are so rare. So like the feat that's fueled by the hero point system would have to be so freaking good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could scale like the same thing that the Dragon Mark feats do for like
That's
you take
true.
it 1 and as you level. So like the baseline of it could be it gives you an extra, lets you roll a D8 or whatever, or it gives you extra uses. Then as you level, it turns them to D8s because your challenges are going to be probably more significant. You know, things with higher armor classes or whatever.
Yep.
So you know that's a possible way it could go.
Yeah, that would work, especially now they've kind of rewritten those dynamics a little bit with the Dragon Marks.
So how about this? You get, as opposed to 5 plus half your level, you get 5 plus your level when they reset. So you're getting essentially, a good portion. Turns it into D8s, and then it gives you the edit scene.
Playtesting, man, playtesting. I'd have to see because that seems like a lot of points. You'd be like,
yeah, doubling that's a lot, I would think.
But I mean, if you're devoting, a feat to it,
I mean, yeah, it's
You know.
it's a major resource, but
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
know.
thinking at 10th level, you can do it like 15 times.
Or maybe you just have them like they recharge
but
a
that's
certain
15 times versus 10 times that the other players got.
yeah.
So it's not excessive, to the point. Because I mean, eventually it's like, well, how many points do I have? Am I going to be able to use all of them?
Yeah, you know what? You make me think 5 is too high now.
You could just say like with the feat, you get every day you have 1 per day to use
I was
a
gonna
freebie,
suggest that,
something
yes.
like that.
Yeah.
That's a good way to.
Or you
fix it.
recharge one after a short rest, or something with the
Yeah.
mechanics you could definitely mess with.
Yeah.
So
Short rest, long rest.
all in all, it's an interesting mechanic to play with. It's a cool thing that they throw in there as an optional rule. Some people will want to put it in their games, some people won't. I'm pretty sure you guys can let us know how you feel about putting it in your game. While you like, comment, subscribe, and even share.
You can check us out on nerdarchy.com.
Or you can spend a hero point and chat with us on Facebook.
You can also join the conversation over on Reddit.
So until next time,
Stay
stay
nerdy.
nerdy.